Oh, there it
I
is.
am good.
All right. When we last left our heroes, you guys had dealt with some issues in Irikosh, discovered more issues in Irikosh in the form of a drow assassin that had been sent after Arendia and had been after him for some time. Uh, it was revealed that the emblem that was taken off of Arendia's body was dropped on him when you guys were fleeing the undead horde outside of Vilgan. Uh, so it has been months since he's had it. It was revealed that last time you were in Irkosh is when he found out from Hetris that assassins had been after him. That's what the emblem means. It is the mark to tell the assassins who to go for. Um, Eventually, they caught up to him. They put him down, but he was saved by his friends and the shaman and druids of Irkosh, uh, with some unpleasant side effects to the poison that was in his system for a short amount of time. Uh, After all this was revealed, you guys talked to Hetris, talked to people you wanted to. It was kind of just a big talk fest because a lot of secrets needed to come out, and they came out, and so that's basically what happened last session. Was a lot of, hey, can we clear the air a little bit here? And you left Irikosh and began to travel in the wake of the Inquisition army that is headed south back towards Walden, trying to avoid them as best you can. You were told that you could travel alongside the mountains. There are known monsters in those mountains. And yeah, that's kind of where we left off.
Yeah, we left at the T, correct? We were deciding where to go at the T.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The
Which
first tee or the second tee?
the first. We literally just left.
Yeah, you guys are just outside Irikosh.
Yeah,
Well-
we were gonna go to Fishtown.
Fishtown is the target.
and we were gonna go. We were gonna try and hug the mountain range, right? So we're gonna head like southeast to the foothills of the mountains and follow the mountain range to a point where we can then go south to Fishtown without going near Walden.
Yeah,
Avoiding the main route south because the Inquisition army is going to be slow moving and they're going to be on the road. So in order to avoid any unpleasantries with their forces, got to try to kind of sneak along the mountainside to get past them to loop towards Fishtown.
Unpleasantries is a polite way of putting it.
Well,
But any potential dying?
yeah, potential death is always bad. So you begin the day. It is drizzling currently, but it as you get off the road, it turns into a pretty steady rain. The going is tough. It gets very muddy where you are off the beaten path, and you make it to the foothills of the mountains without much incident. It takes about half a day to get to the foothills of the mountains, but as you kind of look south, you're like, oh, this is going to be like walking through a swamp. You have a couple options. You can go further up into the mountains where it will be less wet but more snow, or you can continue to trudge through the basically muddied swamplands of the plateau near the ground.
What do we think, friends?
Well, if our goal is to avoid the Inquisition, I'd say we go a little higher. It's probably a bit more dangerous in terms of natural creatures, but
Yeah, I would say as long as we keep our heads up, heads Eyes out.
That and with the snow, we might have to worry about freezing to death because we're not really prepared for that. Squib kind of gestures to his mostly naked body.
I'm a bird. I'd live.
I mean, you're a lizard. You're descendant from dragons.
How far up would we be going?
Enough to avoid to get it to where it is snow, so that you're not trudging through water.
Yeah, but we're not going we're close to the summit where
No.
really freezing temperatures would have to be a concern. I don't think.
It's going to be cold, and yes, you guys are not prepared for that sort of thing. But it's a couple of your first campaigns. I'm not going to punish you too hard for not being prepared for cold weather.
We can try as a mountain ends of snow. If it gets too cold, perhaps we can come back down.
Works for me.
Slow progress is better than freezing to death.
True.
Agreed.
That and it's not like the slaves are going anywhere.
Harsh, but true.
Okay. So the consensus is to move a little higher up into the mountains, to where you're traveling through some snow rather than through swampland. Plus, you might cut some time being in a more direct route than going all the way south and going east. So I need any one of you, doesn't matter, to roll a d20 to see what happens for the day.
Roll a what?
A d20, just a straight d20 roll. Just roll d20.
I got it.
19. Yeah. So the first day, you guys trudge through the snow. Passes without incident. You make it through the day. A day's travel. It is a little bit of slow going through the snow, but definitely not as slow as going around. And set up camp for the evening. At this point, where Cizan pulls out of his pouch on his back a folded up tent and sets it up for you guys.
Is the tent large enough for all 5 of us?
It's gonna be a nice snug fit, but yeah.
That's okay.
Can anyone... Do we want to start a fire? Does anyone know how to start a fire? Does anyone have the components to start a fire?
Out his sword. Yes, I have the components to start a fire.
Do we have anything to burn?
I do not.
Perhaps we'll be sleeping in the cold.
And I spend an hour or two with my Outlander feet to try and gather up some wood for a fire.
Yep.
Or Outlander background.
What is it exactly, Reed? Can you link it?
Yeah.
You can always recall blah blah blah. You can find food and fresh water. Right of the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth. Yeah, go ahead and just roll a survival check, see how efficient you are.
Okay.
I just didn't know if it automatically just
Not necessarily for fuel, but yeah. Survival.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, there's plenty of brush. You find bushes that aren't covered in snow, so they're not particularly soaked. You break them up for some kindling. Do you have any sort of bladed weapon or axe or hatchet or anything?
Yeah, I've got a enchanted short sword, or even the short sword of Benjamin.
So those are your only bladed weapons, though. You don't have a hand axe or an axe or anything.
That is an excellent question. What's in my backpack?
Does anybody
No,
have
I
one?
don't think so.
I do not.
I do not.
I have what?
An axe.
I don't
Any
even
any
have-
sort
nope.
of axe? Okay. It's a bit rough to get firewood. You kind of chop down some of the smaller trees with your sword. It takes a while, but you can, it's like a machete. You eventually can chop through a smaller tree, and yeah, you gather enough wood to what you think might be able to last you the evening. Again, these smaller sticks won't burn for as long as, say, if you were to able to chop down a full tree and cut it down. Those logs would last longer, but 21's pretty good. So
There we
How's
go.
how's our young dragon friend?
I pull out Vesterlore.
he's he just kind of looks up at you like,
How's it going, buddy?
he still doesn't understand you perfectly. It hasn't been long enough for him to know common yet.
Squid?
What?
Okay, never mind.
Hey, you're just Squib. What? Never mind. Whatever.
Like walking up to an NPC in a video game. Hello there. Never mind.
Hello. No, I changed my mind. Don't want to talk to you. He kind of climbs out of the pack and looks around, and he just hops off and lands in the snow and just starts playing in it.
That's very cute.
Um,
Don't stray too far.
Unrelated note: middle school kids are now saying to each other, "You have NPC energy" as an insult. It's
Yay.
hilarious. Anyways, I was like,
Does
"You
I
have
don't know. I don't know if I
anybody-
should be insulted or
what?"
I'm all the NPCs.
Yeah, but video game NPCs. You know what I mean? Going
Sure, yeah.
Marcus
yeah.
said, like going
quest
to
givers,
going to a guard in Skyrim, like that kind of shit. Like
hello there.
you're yeah. Certainly, they're not talking about D&D. They're not
Wait,
playing
I
D&D.
know you. Exit dialogue, exit dialogue, exit dialogue.
Skip.
I was like, you have no idea how hilarious and genius of an insult that is for a kid to make to another kid. Anyways,
Okay. So I'm assuming one of you guys has a tinderbox or something.
There's one in the Explorers pack, so Squib's got one. That and he's got a flame tongue, so.
Oh, right. Flame tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Gotcha.
We
I mean,
have several
you could
ways
walk
to start
around with
fire.
that lit up and just be warmer. It's like walking around with a torch in Skyrim.
I don't know how many times I've died fucking freezing to death in Skyrim thanks to survival mode.
So yeah, you light up a campfire. It's pretty cozy. Who would like to keep watch for the night? Or take first watch, I suppose.
I'll take first watch.
Okay.
I can take second.
how many
Squibble
watches are there?
Four.
Um,
2-hour sessions.
Gotcha.
Squib will take third watch.
I guess I'll take fourth.
All right. The person who everybody kind of goes to sleep and Rog said first. I'm already
Yeah.
lost. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Roll 20. Hello.
So,
Okay.
Oop.
yeah, just keep clicking it.
No, don't click it multiple times. Just let it catch up.
I clicked
16.
it once and waited like a solid minute and a half.
I don't think it's been a minute and a half since I told you to roll perception.
I clicked it before you told me to roll.
Anyway, 16. Yeah, your watch seems to pass without incident.
I make
So,
sure I
roll.
take Vesterlore back into the bag and then I go to sleep.
Yeah, he
Roll
was
20 was-
already curled up in the tent with everyone else,
Okay.
using their body heat for warmth.
Roll 20 is waiting for the DM to request the perception
Yeah.
roll. It
All right.
knew.
You wake up Mordai for his watch.
You're up, buddy.
22. Yeah. You're the keen eyes of a ranger, just keeping an eye out. Do you have dark vision? I think
Yeah.
everybody does.
Yes.
We had a Goliath, and that guy didn't have dark vision. That was the only one so far that hasn't. So you can see 60 feet in the dark. You still have the campfire light, and it seems like the snow is still coming down, but nothing crazy happening.
Okay. I will wake up Squib.
'Kay.
For his watch.
And since Squib will perform his watch.
And I would trance or whatever. I would rest for meditate, whatever, for 4 hours, and then wake up when Squib's watch started, and brew myself some of the tea that I was given at Irakash.
Okay. Do you have any sort of cooking pot or utensils?
Nope.
Okay.
How am I
To
brewing
borrow
it? Good call.
My mess kit.
Would our so Mordai comes in to wake up Squib.
Mhm.
I'm also waking up at that time.
Waking up.
So I would ask both of them if they had if they had like a kettle or a pot or something that I can make this tea with. I've never made tea before.
I've got a mess kit. It's got a cup, and half can be used as a cooking pan. The other as a plate or bowl.
Can I
don't really
borrow
have
it?
a way of straining it. Sure.
I'm going to spend potentially 4 hours trying to brew a cup of tea.
Cup of tea. Well, it's pretty straightforward. You boil the water. There's snow everywhere, so you can just put the snow in the pan and melt it down over the fire. You boil the water, and then you put some of the tea leaves in there. How much do you put in?
I don't remember if they told. I don't think they told you how much to put in.
No, I
did they?
didn't. I didn't even ask.
You didn't get the dosage from the doctor?
No.
No, he just has a baggie.
How big is this?
They said it would last you a while, so
How big is this baggie?
it's a dime bag.
Ironically enough, I don't know what that means.
It's one of the little sandwich bags.
Okay. Let's go 2 pinches.
2 pinches. Okay.
2 pinches.
And you just drink it over the course of a couple hours?
Yeah, up until my watch.
Okay. Well, Squib, you don't really see anything during your watch. Erendia is there. You're kind of like trying to watch, but you keep looking over to Erendia and seeing what he's doing. He's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" You're like that kid with autism. You're like
Super distracted.
super distracted. He's just brewing tea, but you're like, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Does his
What are you
tea
doing?
smell good?
Sounds like Squib.
It does not. It is not. It does not taste good tea. It is medicine tea.
What you doing? That stuff tastes like shit. Are you really gonna drink that stuff just for 2 hours?
Smells like you wouldn't have tasted it.
Are you really asking me that?
Squib will sit there and just like he's constantly pestering.
No, he's just
half-ass paying attention.
Yeah, he's just being a turd for his 2-hour watch. So Squib, you can go back to bed, finish your long rest, and Erendia takes over. So Erendia, I need you to make a perception check, but with disadvantage.
I didn't take enough, huh? 7.
There's no such thing as double disadvantage because you're permanently exhausted, but it would be double disadvantage in this situation because you're just tired from poison and you're drinking your tea and your eyes just continually keep to like crossing and like you having a hard time focusing. Like you feel good. Like the tea makes you feel less pain in your chest, and it kind of numbs the pain. But like, do you feel like you might have taken a little too much of the medicine for what you were using it for? And so it made it so like your vision was kind of blurry, and you're just like trying to focus, and you're just like can't really focus on anything. Luckily, the night passes without incident, and you finish off your tea. You feel real good, but again, you're like kind of like a little bit dizzy, tipsy.
I've taken too much of the oxy.
Perks hitting different today.
Well, is it like, I mean, I don't know if anyone, I haven't done heroin. I don't know if anyone here has, but is it like, would I feel like so good that it's like a heroin high that like when it starts wearing off, like the pain is like more unbearable than it was before?
No, the pain is not more unbearable.
Okay.
It's
Right.
the same unbearable.
Okay.
It felt nice to not like it completely got rid of the pain with that amount that you took, but you do know that if you keep doing that, you might cause permanent damage and you'll run out quicker.
Yeah. Just based on what happened.
Yep.
Because I'm kind of, learning through
Experimentation.
Yeah, experimentation.
At least you didn't take more than that.
Because then
Might have been awkward for the team to wake up and be like, "Why is Arendia dead?"
Yeah.
It looks like he got naked, had fun dancing around, and then just died.
But the first day of travel passes without issue. So I need somebody to roll for the random encounter during the day.
I'll get this.
Um,
What's the worst that could happen? Mountain kraken?
Yeah, I will ask. What's based on the pinches that I took? Oh,
We're
yikes.
about to find out.
How much would I estimate that I have left in the bag? Because I want to keep track in my inventory of how much I think I have left for doses.
So you probably used 2 days worth,
Okay.
and there's a 60-day supply in there.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Natural one. All right. Well, you guys
And
are
ice
trying,
dragon.
No, not quite.
Mountain
Not just one
dragon.
ice dragon. 3 ice dragons.
Well,
you guys are traveling, and the snow begins to get worse, and it starts coming down. It turns into a full-on blizzard. You can't see where you're going. You don't know which way's left. You don't know which way's right. You try to find landmarks, but all you see are rocks, and it's hard to like keep landmarks. Your tracks are being washed away almost instantly. It's hard to keep track of where you've been, where you're going, and you end up losing a whole day of travel due to the storm. And yeah, you make it about an hour for a full day's travel.
Shit.
we done it.
And the storm is still kind of bad when you go to make camp for the evening.
I'm fairly certain we just passed our last fire pit. Like, not an hour ago.
You guys,
Yeah, it is a bit familiar.
you guys can see in this at all?
I see a bunch of white.
Barely. I can only see a few feet in front of me.
So with the storm still going, Saizen's like, "Squib, give me a hand with this tent."
Okie dokie. And then I'll run over and give Saizen a hand.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength check to assist him in putting up the tent against the elements of the blizzard.
Do you want just strength or saving throw?
Just straight strength.
Okie dokie.
8.
Nice.
It takes a while. Like if anybody wants to try to use a spell to help and have a creative idea to help get the tent up, go ahead. But like it takes a bit.
I
for them
will. I'll cast. Where is
You got Liamon's tiny hut?
it?
I cast
No.
Otto's Irresistible Dance on Squid.
Enhanceability on the both of them. Full strength. Advantage on
Is that
strength checks.
concentration?
I can give us
Oh, wait.
maybe a minute of clear weather, and I'll put a wind wall up around our campsite.
Forgot Arendia was a sorcerer.
Nobody's got rope trick or Lehman's tiny hut or.
Listen, I'm giving you bear strength, okay? Bull strength, rather. Sorry.
The wind wall does keep the snow out, and it makes it go faster. So yeah, the tent does get up. The wind keeping the snow out makes it a lot more helpful, and then the enhanceability makes it so they can wrestle the tent into place, get it pinned down, and everybody clamber inside against the elements. Luckily, it's a fairly tough tent. And yeah, probably not really the situation to be able to make a fire this evening.
Squib, light up your weapon. It's cold in here.
I mean, yeah, Squibble, light up the sword.
I'll get all nice and close to it.
Okay.
I'm not a lizard, but I'm not exactly warm-blooded.
So the sword is ignited in the tent that's barely big enough for the 5 of us?
We are
Well-
gonna get nice and toasty.
He's small and it's a short sword, so
Okay, it's a short sword. Okay, all right. I thought
it's a scimitar. But yeah, it's not very
Lights
big.
up a
Okay.
claymore.
Well, my
Also,
thought
Squib is tiny. Like
my thought was that Ben was going to be like, "Well, now your tent's gone."
That'd be amazing.
not quite that insane. But yeah, if you guys want to keep watch for the evening, if you guys are pretty buried in the snow and the snowstorm is still raging outside, so it might be hard to even keep watch this evening. But if you want to, go ahead. And if you're keeping watch, it's going to be with a disadvantage.
If I keep watch, it will be like through a slit in the tent.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I'll go first again.
Okay.
8.
8. Like I said, the storm is rough, but the storm hides your vision. It also hides your tent from outside threats, possibly. So yeah, you don't see anything. It's dark out there, but it's white. It's a weird contrast. 11. Same thing. Just hard to see. Hard to see in the night and in the middle of a snowstorm. So
Yay, more than a 9.
Squib, you hear something. Sounds like howling,
Uh-oh.
But not the wind.
but it's above the wind. Like it's not the wind. It sounds like wolves, perhaps, but they're pretty far away. And you don't think they're gonna come towards you, but you keep your eyes out peeled just in case, and your watch ends without any sort of critters showing up.
I don't want to shoot us in the foot, but he only rolled once? Or is this some roll 20 magic where it's actually rolled twice and given the
that's
lower?
Oh,
no,
true.
That's true.
Give us that disadvantage.
There we go. Squib doesn't
don't.
notice a fucking
You
thing.
you hear wolves howling, but it's just the wind.
All right.
Okay.
9.
Same thing. It's just the vision is nil here right now, currently. But as you wake up in the morning, the storm seems to have abated slightly. The tent is virtually buried under the snow. You guys have to dig your way out and collapse the tent to take it with you. But we are on to day 2 again since you lost. So whoever wants to roll for things that may happen today,
Who rolled the last two? It was
Squib
Rog and
rolled the
then
second one, and Rog rolled the first one.
I believe it was Rog and then Squib. So
Marcus. You
when he
want this
roll
one or
gets
you
to
want me?
shoot us in the foot.
I'll do it.
20.
Yes.
Fucking net
We make up an
20.
extra day.
So the storm gets worse. Again,
That's the opposite of what I was
the
expecting.
the storm gets even worse than it was before, and you guys are like, "What is this? We thought we were taking a faster direction to where we were going," and you're just like getting frustrated until eventually, like, Mordai can see massive figures have surrounded you, and a closer look, they seem to be giants of some sort.
I mean, well, if I didn't already have my bow, I will have it out, but not pointing at anyone.
They didn't attack you.
Does anyone else speak giant? Hello?
Do you speak giant?
No. I have to shout it in common. Above the
Okay.
storm.
You hear, Oktad! Oktad rough!
Nope, nothing. Sorry, bud.
Ground of my companions. Are any languages? Anything magical? No?
Tongues?
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
Wait, how far away are they?
They're around you. A closer look said there are 10.
They are further away than 30 feet, I would imagine.
About, yeah.
I think you cast tongues on yourself, don't you?
This is like looking at
He's
telepathy or
he's
something.
doing his telepathy shenanigans.
Yeah, can I slowly approach to get within 30 feet?
Just keep walking forward.
Yeah, I mean, sure. You walk towards them, and they don't appear threatening.
Am I within 30 feet?
Sure.
All right. Telepathic bond with the one. Would I have seen the one that yelled before?
Probably, yeah.
Okay. Then I will telepathic bond with that one, and it doesn't matter if we share a language. So I will say, greetings, giants.
You see the one that like talked to you. He kind of like jerks up and looks at the other ones, and he's like, "Who's speaking?"
Oh, wave my arms. It's me. I
And
I'm-
he
I'm-
kind of takes a few steps forward, and the ground does like they're big. They're what size are they?
Arendia, why are you waving your arms around like that? It's
They're
they're coming
huge.
for us.
So it walks forward and it like crouches down and like looks at you and he goes, "Oh, there's little man lost."
We might be lost. We are trying to travel across the mountain ranges to the south.
Come, we get you out of storm.
I'll turn back to my companions and say they are willing to escort us through the storm.
That'd be very helpful. Danke.
Yeah.
There are 10 of these frost giants and they're huge, so they're big. One of them like reaches over and like grabs Squib by like his harness and picks him up and puts him in his like side satchel pouch. Each one of them goes to pick each one of you up and put them in their pouch, so you're out of the elements currently, unless anybody decides to resist.
Oh, so this is how Vescalor experiences the world.
And so I have an hour link with this one that I've decided to speak to. So even if I'm in the pouch, I would say, how many of you live amongst the mountains?
Oh, our tribe numbers a lot.
Do you
A
ever
lot.
a lot? Do you ever have any problems with other little men, as you called us, from around the mountain, from outside the mountain ranges?
No, little men are our friends.
That is good. That is good.
And as you're talking, they are bounding, and they're huge, and they are running through this storm, just boom, 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 and like you guys are like shaking in the pouches, like, but like you are moving at a pretty good clip through this snow. Like they are obviously able to move through the snow very easily and are taking you somewhere.
Where are we headed? Just south?
We take you to village.
Oh,
They're going to have us for dinner.
the Giants Village?
Yes, giant village.
Ooh, dinner. I love dinner.
When was the last time that you had little men at the village?
Oh, little men not come to village.
Will we be welcome?
We take you there.
Will it be safe?
Village pretty safe.
Okay. Even for little man?
Little men welcome, just never be there.
Good. I will tell my friends. They may be worried when we arrive if we where we end up.
Well, you can't really talk to your friends right now.
No, I'm not going to. I'm saying
You're all in separate pouches. They're big, but they can't really carry more than one of you in their pouch. Maybe Squib and somebody else, but
yeah, no, I'm saying that to the giant, that I will make sure that they know when we arrive that we will be safe. Some of my friends are skeptical.
okay. Yeah. So about an hour later, you arrive at the village of the Frost Giants. They there are, they're huge. So these buildings are like simply created, but massive. Like their homes are like a small hut, but it would literally be like a mansion for each one of you, based on their size. It would be a very comfortable one bedroom home. And they take you to a very big building. It's a longhouse style building that looks like it's like where maybe they eat or have any sort of meetings. And they enter into this longhouse and they take the bags and just kind of like dump you guys out. They're not like super careful with it, but they like pour you out of the bags so you're all out on the floor and you see yourselves in this nice, comfy, cozy, large longhouse surrounded by roughly 80 frost giants.
I will immediately say to my companions, he
We're
told
gonna get eaten.
he told me that we will be welcome here. So
And you trusted him.
we were already in the pouches,
Yeah.
but just everybody chill. I know it's insane that I'm the one saying that, but
And you see like, yeah, like there's a bunch of them. They've got these mugs that are basically as big as you guys are, filled with some sort of liquid, and it's steaming, and they're just like, you just have become the center of attention because they basically dumped you onto the table, and like you guys kind of stand there. Like the table is big enough to hold you guys, but like it's not. You're not like tiny on the table. You know what I mean? Like these frost giants stand roughly 20 feet tall.
They're fucking
So
huge.
they're huge compared to you guys. Yeah, but not like saying the mugs are the size of you is a little crazy. Like some of you are like 5 foot something, so they're not maybe about as big as Squib. Uh, so a 2 foot tall mug, and they're drinking out of it. And but like got like stuff. The room just kind of stops, and they all look at the center of the table, and you hear like you hear more because your spell has run out at this point. And like the one that you had been talking to recently kind of like looks at you guys and he's like, Ota!
Um,
And he marches towards the front of the room. The table is not filled with food right now. It's got some drinks, and so like you guys can just walk along the table since that's where you were put.
I'm gonna cast Bond again to the one I was talking to just off the bat.
Okay.
Randy, I don't suppose you could like include us in this conversation.
Technically, he could.
I know. The spell says up to 8. Randy is like, I'll do 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. I haven't used this in a while.
It's your 6th level spell. I hope it's a little better than one-on-one conversations.
Can I take back my singular casting?
And just do it on the party and this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Oh man. Yeah, I didn't think about that because that would have whatever. Next time. Next time giants are putting us in their pouches. So I'll tie everyone in, and I'll kind of, I'll say at first to him, everyone can talk to you now, not just me. So you'll hear my friends as well.
He turns and looks back at you and he goes, "Okay." And then continues
it's so loud
walking.
in my head.
And he stops for a second and he's like, "Did you actually say that?"
I probably would have said it out loud at least. Maybe not in my head, but
Because if he hears you speaking in his head, he's just going to be like pausing for a second, like, which one of them is talking to me? But yeah, he just leads you to the front of the longhouse, and you see that there's a group of 3 elderly frost giants sitting on nicer chairs up on a raised kind of dais thing at the front. And he bows and he's like, and he speaks in giant. I don't know, like, if he's talking out loud to someone else, if it translates to you.
I guess that person
No.
would have to.
He'd have to. I think he has to be talking to me in order for it to not matter what language.
Gotcha. So, like, you just hear him speaking in giant, and like the 3, they're elderly frost giants, and they're like, the one in the middle is just, he's got white hair everywhere, like his muscles are not nearly as big as they probably were in his youth, and he kind of like stands up and he grabs a cane, a simple like wooden, almost a simple, like, think of like Yoda's cane, where it's just like almost just like a simple stick with like a knob on top, and he walks with a limp from obvious some sort of lingering injury to his leg in his youth. And he kind of like limps over, and you hear him speak in common. He's like, little friends, welcome to our village.
Hi.
Thank you for your welcoming.
What brings little friends into the mountains? It is dangerous here.
Well, actually, your people brought us here.
But they found you in the mountains.
We were trying to avoid other little people.
Yes.
dangerous as a little people.
Ah, the
We were
red
heading
little
south.
people.
Yeah.
The what? The what little people?
The red little people.
The Inquisition garb is red, I assume.
Red
Yeah.
and gold.
Yeah.
They're like, red little people, no good. Not friends.
They are not our friends either. We seek to eliminate them.
Mm. We care not. They leave us alone. But where do you go?
South, seeking allies in the mines.
Oh, you also are friends of little people.
Yeah, the little people.
Ah, little people are our friends too.
Are they in the mountain ranges?
Yes. We trade with the little people.
Oh. A little like my kobold friend here, or a little like the rest of us?
Bigger than little one, smaller than rest of you.
And with beards. Really big beards.
Beard, yes. Face hair.
Sounds like there's dwarves that have escaped the slave mines.
Not escape. They no leave.
So do you go in?
Have never been in, but they come out back of mine.
There's a back of the mine.
But no leave, cause they no leave home.
Interesting.
Very.
Well,
They're happy.
They exist,
Or they start.
but it is home.
And
That was fantastic. Would you be able to show us where you meet these, or perhaps we would like to speak with them? We are hoping to help them.
We can take you to little people.
how far is it?
Couple days travel.
What do you think, guys?
I mean, yeah, I'm fine with it.
sure.
This,
It beats a frontal assault with just the 5 of us.
and we don't have to go. I mean, it wasn't our where we were currently headed. We were headed, ultimately is where we were headed, but we were gonna have to travel much further to somewhere else first. We had thought, so this is better.
You fuckers enrolling natural 20s on your random encounter thing. Every time I put this in the game, in your game, rolled a freaking 20 the first time to meet the bronze great worm. Roll a 20 to meet the frost giants and find out that they're friends of the dwarves. Anyway.
You could have just given us a box of treasure and moved on.
No. This was the reward. If I wasn't okay with it, I wouldn't have wrote it this way. But it just blows my mind. It took forever for the pirate campaign to roll a natural 20 or close to it to get the special event on the high seas.
We had to deal with the Kraken first.
You didn't like that
Twice.
boat, did you?
Or the next one.
Anyway,
Probably not going to like the one after that.
we'll wait out storm and leave in morning.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Don't suppose you've had some leftovers. Had not, but
We
cold
will
rations.
throw feast for our guests. and he claps and says something in giant. He shouts giant to the rest of the room, and they all start cheering, and pounding their mugs on the table, and
We're just like,
Should we wait here?
yeah.
drink.
I'm down.
And
Squib
then,
likes that idea.
Like they have these giant barrels, and they pour looks like ale of some kind, and they set the mugs on the table. And these mugs, like I said, are pretty big. You pick them up, and like a pitcher for you. Squib can't like it's almost the size of Squib.
I will start partaking.
Okay.
Squib, just use the cup from your mess kit. Just scoop out some. Never mind. You do you.
It's
Squib's like, I'm gonna take a bath.
And then he's
jump
gonna
in the
just
cup.
dunk his head in it and just start gulping down as much as he can.
I will treat the glass they gave me like a pitcher and just pour it into another cup and sip another cup.
Okay. Have I had you roll for your alcohol tolerance?
I don't think you have yet. I'm not gonna partake too much, maybe 2 or 3 drinks, but let's roll that D20.
9.
Cool.
It's average. Not good, not bad.
I mean, how much alcohol can you find down in hell, really?
You can find it down there. And it's not good.
So this is an improvement over anything you've had.
Oh, about the same.
It's like they brewed it since the underworld. Oh.
It tastes like beer, so like that's not something that Mordai has ever had, because the stuff in hell is of the hard variety and the very, very hard variety.
Like
Does
all
not taste
Fireball
good,
whiskey.
but will get you. Nope, not even the cinnamon taste. It's like I don't even know what a bad tasting alcohol is, but it's just
straight Everclear.
Everclear, yeah, that's like 100% alcohol. Or
that's basically
90,
what it is, because
95.
they're like we make it to get drunk. We're in hell.
It's moonshine.
It's moonshine.
Moonshine.
Not good tasting moonshine.
No.
Just straight moonshine.
Yeah.
But that's the stuff he normally has. So like beer is an acquired taste. So I mean,
it's Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
It's the paint stripper moonshine.
This is definitely like an ale of some kind.
I'll choke a few glasses down to not seem rude, but like Mordai does not drink much anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, and like they true to their word, they've got this huge fire pit in there, and then they bring out looks like it had been previously slaughtered pig. Big pig, because like they breed them here to be bigger. And they just start roasting it over the pit, and over the course of, the whole day, it takes a while for the full pig to get cooked and roasted. But there's like they make like this fantastic stew for like lunch, with some fresh baked bread, and there's all sorts of food like available. There's mountain berry pie, like, and mountain berry like spreading for the bread. A lot of mountain berry stuff. They even have, you see a couple of them pull out some bottles of what looks like wine. Definitely different than the ale, but yeah, some of the less aggressive giants drink the wine. And then eventually, the pig's ready. They serve a huge dinner. There's like mashed potatoes, there's fresh baked bread, There's pie, there's roasted pig, there's all sorts of like vegetables. There's a vegetable like medley, there's individual vegetables, salad, whatever you could possibly want.
Nice.
We should let our little dragon friend out to partake in some of this.
We should tell.
Does-
We should tell them before we do that.
Does Mordai know
Nah, it's
the
fine.
history between giants and dragons?
Make a history check with disadvantage because you spent most of your time in hell.
Yeah, I would not know these. Nope, no idea. Yeah, bring out the
There,
dragon.
yeah, bring out the dragon.
I am not going to bring out the dragon.
Yeah, my my mention of caution is still exists after Mordai's exuberance.
Such a party pooper.
Okay. Obviously, you could sneak scraps into your bag if you wanted to.
What was the dragon's name again? I know you just
Vestralor.
Vestralor.
Yeah, I mean, Squib's just gonna be like, "Hey, Vestralor, come out! You gotta try and eat some of this food." He's gonna say that in Draconic. These guys are great.
He kind of pokes his head out and looks around. He
I'll
hops
keep it-
out onto the table.
I try to scramble him back in.
And he's like, ah! He's like, Squib, I thought you said I could come out! Get off! Get off! You don't understand what he's saying. He's just like kind of like making noise.
It's
dragon
for your own
voices.
good. Please, just cooperate. Please.
Quick, he's being a party pooper.
Can
He's
I keep an eye out when I see Vestralor jump onto the table to see if anyone is making any sort of paying any sort of attention to him?
Sure, make a perception check.
All right, 6 or 1 rather.
Natural one.
Yes, 1.
Doesn't seem like anybody's really paying attention.
This fiasco of
Me and
Squib
Mordai,
and
we're
Rog
doing
is
great.
turned.
And he's just kind of like squirming as you're trying to put him away. And he's like, nah, it smells real good. Let me have some. But you can't understand him. He can't understand you.
I'll grab some meat and hold it out to him.
Squib's gonna try and assist Vestralor.
Oh no.
Okay. What do you do to assist Vestralor?
I would like to restrain Rog.
Okay, make a athletics check against his athletics or acrobatics.
Damn.
Ooh.
Horse.
Yes.
Rog feels his arms like pinned to his side, and he's like, "Oh!" And Vestralor like plops onto the table, and he scrambles over to Mordai and like grabs the chunk of pig, I'm assuming, out of his hand, and
it's
just starts.
holding it out. Oh no.
What?
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
What I see is nothing wrong with this scenario.
Okay. The meal continues without incident.
Das ist gut.
After a while, like Mordai was like, or Erendi was trying to see if there was any sort of reaction. Didn't seem like there was one, and the demeanor of the room didn't change. They're just feasting and partying and having a good time. Like you can see that a couple of them have noticed the dragon whelpling on the table, and they kind of like cock their heads, and they're just like they go back to what they're doing. Like they don't seem to care at all.
We found the world's coolest giants.
The pun,
Ah!
because they're frosty. I get it.
Oh wow, I didn't get that.
I'm done.
But yeah, they don't seem to have an issue with the dragon. They don't seem to have an issue with any of you.
Nice.
And the day passes, you feast all day, you feel stuffed. They're like, and pretty much a lot of them pass out here in the longhouse, just kind of where they're at. So when night arrives, you guys can just find a place to throw down your bedroll and sleep in a nice, comfy, warm longhouse for the evening.
So, now that things have sort of settled down, um, perhaps our plans have changed. I think our original plan was go to Fishtown and enlist aid. But if we're going into the back entrance to the mines, we won't have any other allies. It sounds like the Zords don't just want to leave, so we're probably not going to be able to convince them of that. So we may have to liberate them from where they are, or from the people who control the mines.
We might see why they don't want to leave, because that just seems really weird.
Like the giant said, it's home. I mean,
Well, they don't necessarily need. I mean, they don't need to go to. They have been. We have message from Deep Home that they are welcome if we liberate them to go there. But if they have a comfortable functioning society in these mines, let's just liberate them from their oppressors, and maybe out of gratitude they'll help us in our cause. And if they won't, then hey, we've freed them from oppression and they can live freely.
I guess we'll have to work out more of the details once we see what's there.
Yeah, and I think we were going to Fishtown to see if we could get more intel on the mines, right?
I'm sure
Yeah.
that was part of it.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 days. I can't.
Yeah, it's been and one of them we only traveled an hour. Um, but I do agree. I think that uh, it it might be worth discussing. You know what our plans are now. This is wildly different than what we set out to do or what progress we thought we would have when we left Irikosh. So, I mean, I agree, Mordai, that plans should be discussed no better time than now, I suppose.
Raga, Squib, if you have any input.
I mean, I think going there, because we were gonna go see if they had any information at Fishtown, but I think just going there and seeing what's going on probably be our best bet.
Yeah. Do they have? Do the Giants say if they have guards posted at the back entrance? Do they even know about the back entrance?
They never asked. Is the elder still awake?
No,
Oh damn!
the elders aren't even there. They went back to their.
Darn retired folks.
Well, you know how it is when you get old. If you tried to fall asleep in a giant chair, you'd probably not feel great when you.
I do think it's interesting that they said that it doesn't seem like they want to leave. Perhaps they've formed a symbiotic relationship with with their oppressors. I don't know, but I, if they have large enough numbers to have a functioning society down there, unless it's just fear keeping them from uprising, you know.
It could be as simple as a generational thing. Like, what if your fiance and your child and you were all living in the same town, regardless of how oppressive it was? It'd be very difficult to leave. As then if your extended family also lives there.
Yeah, I suppose it's just life then, right?
Yeah. I assume there's no gods. If giants and dwarves are making trade, either there are no gods or these gods don't care. Or take a cut of the profits.
Yeah, there could be an agreement going on here.
But we'll certainly find out when we get there.
Any thoughts, guys?
I say we go there and see what's up. I think.
I like it.
One last drink to freedom.
Oh, I think we'll have plenty of those.
After pigging out, Bestralor definitely curled up around like Rog's neck, like a scarf kind of, and fell asleep. So he's just kind of like sitting there, lying there.
Nice.
Give him a little scratch behind the
Right.
ears.
Rog doesn't like it.
I mean, the thing's got to eat, so it's not like a big deal. But you know,
You can't just protect your child 24/7. Gotta let him spread his wings.
Oh, that's right. He's upset because he's out of the bag at all. I remember. Yeah.
well, I was concerned for his safety. I didn't know how these giants would react, but now that they're, they're not doing anything, it's fine.
To be fair, neither did I. I think you and I had similar apprehension.
Yeah.
These fucking guys.
Just squib. Just squib.
No,
that
'cause-
Mordai was
that
like, sure, let them
100%
come out because
unscripted.
they don't have any animosity with each other.
Yeah, no, Mordai egged him on.
Mom,
To be fair,
Dad, please stop
Mordai,
fighting.
everybody was pretty well toasted at that point. You guys had been drinking, to not be rude. Squib and Mordai have the lowest alcohol tolerance between the party.
True.
So Squib is just always like this, and Mordai was, in his cups a few, and he's like, "This is great."
Yeah, I mean, Squib's just a walking ball of chaos.
But yep, if you guys have nothing else to talk to each other about, you just find a nice place to lie down and go to sleep for the evening in this nice, warm, comfy.
As close to a torch, a brazier, or the fire pit in the center as I can.
What?
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
curl up right next to the fire pit.
we've been reveling, right? So it's probably pretty late into the evening.
It's pretty late in the evening.
Right. Yeah. I would just go to sleep.
Meditation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really, really no need to try to keep watch, unless you want to.
Either the giants are going to kill us, or nothing is going to kill us.
Yeah. And I don't think we can take all the giants.
They were either going to kill you or they weren't. That's when there's that many frost giants, it was going to happen one way or the other.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably the 4 hours where I'm not asleep, I would probably just be, not keeping watch, but I would be awake enough to be paying attention to if anything was going on in the room. But
Yeah, the rest of the giants are all sleeping.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
all
so-
passed out
So I
from
just
having a giant party for these little people that have joined them in their midst.
so I'd just be, I don't know, whatever, thinking about how I just tried to get assassinated.
Sure. You guys wake up in the morning,
You're good at that.
a little bit. Squib definitely hungover. Mordai with a little bit of a headache, but you didn't drink as much as Squib did. But
Squib knows how to party.
you see the elders are there, early to bed, early to rise. And then the one that had talked to you earlier gets on his cane and comes over and he's like, I don't suppose any of you speak giant.
No,
No.
Nope.
I can for an hour, but
I,
after that I'm a little arcanely tired.
speak Abyssal, Celestial, Draconic, Infernal, Primordial, and Sylvan. If anyone knows any of those.
I know one of
No,
those.
frost giants, no giant. Some no common, but not many.
In a pinch, I could speak it for some time in your minds, but that is not a it's not a permanent solution.
We'll find guide knows common, at least.
It
That
appreciates it.
that would be helpful.
So there's a couple hundred frost giants that live in this village. So it takes the elder a little while to spread the word out there that they need someone to guide to the dwarven city or the dwarven entrance that they trade at, that knows common and knows the way there. There's only one, and this frost giant is about half the size of the other ones. It seems like they're basically a teenager, and it's a female frost giant. And she comes up and she goes, "Ugh, not want do this today."
Sorry.
Um, s- um,
What
But the elder like gives her a stern talking to. He's like, "You do what tribe ask. We send others with you." She's just kind of like huffs, that teenage age where she doesn't want to listen. She's just like, and just kind of like stalks out. But the big guy that you guys had talked to, that was kind of the leader of the hunting party, and one of his other hunters, they're like, they nod and they follow her out because they're gonna go with you.
so it's just us and the elder now?
There's still a lot of people in the longhouse, but yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they're all waking up and mulling about.
yeah, people are mulling about. They're not really like, if you just want to talk to the elder, it's not like the others can understand you.
That's true. Um I'll say thank you for your generosity. I don't know if how much this will benefit you in your trades with the dwarves or whoever you may trade with, but it's a token of our appreciation. And I'll take out a diamond and an emerald.
Okay.
The two that I have from wherever we got them. And I'll try.
Million years ago.
I'll try and hand them. I'll try to hand them over and see if he accepts.
They're about yay big in
for
your
us,
hand.
yeah.
So like he like holds out his hand and you put these in his big ass hand and he's like, shiny.
He ate them. He ate them.
Yeah.
Snack.
uh, so you usually consume shiny minerals?
And you see something kind of strange happen. He's been stooped, he's been limping, and he kind of like straightens up. You hear his back pop a little bit. He sets the cane to the side. He still walks with a limp, and he's like, much better. And then goes about his business, unless you have something else to ask him.
I mean, Squib's gonna go, what was that?
What he said.
He turns and he goes, oh, gems. Gems good.
I
Yeah.
wish I could eat gems. That sounds pretty rad.
Well, after seeing that, I'll pull out a ruby. and I'll offer it to him.
He holds out his hand, and again, it's just tiny. It's like a pill to him,
Yeah.
and he's just like, it doesn't really change much on him. Like he already took the first two, and that made him like straighten up and seem a little bit more youthful. It doesn't really make him that much more youthful. He still is just kind of like walking with less of a limp, same as he always before.
How long will this last?
Oh, depends. Probably a couple hours.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, that's good, but I was hoping maybe this is not.
Larger gems last longer.
Yes, that makes sense. This is not something I have ever seen before, so this fascinating.
I mean, how many giants have you met?
Probably the same amount as you.
The ones here in the village?
The ones that we've seen in the last 36
Okay.
hours.
I mean, this is crazy. He just ate them.
And it helped him.
We trade things to dwarves. That's why we like little people. They bring gems.
They bring gems.
It makes sense.
Here I was thinking that they would be things that you could offer the dwarves.
Dwarves like furs and livestock, meat,
Practical
Mm.
goods.
goods that hard to get underground.
Can we maybe bring some of the goods that they like with us as an offer of good faith to them?
It is why hunters go with you. They bring things to trade.
Okay. All right.
We not just send you with annoying teenager.
Yeah,
Hunters to guide. She will translate.
what's her deal, anyways?
She is young and rebellious.
Fair.
But most of our giants who know common are too old to make journey. She is very intelligent for age.
See, when I was young and rebellious, my mother sent me to hell.
Jesus Christ.
Is metaphor. Sometimes we all go to hell.
No.
No, I'm pretty sure he means that literally.
No, he really went to hell.
It looks like he doesn't believe you.
What can we do to help? Can we help them prepare for the journey, or should we just meet them at a certain time to head out?
They will come retrieve when ready.
All right.
And yeah, it takes about 30 minutes. The two big hunters come back, and they're just covered head to toe in all different kinds of furs and like blankets, and each one's carrying a huge pack over their back, and it looks like, you know, it looks like it's probably a big chunk of like one of those pigs you had last night. Just a big slab of meat in a bag over their shoulder, covered like head to toe in feathers. Some, and most of it's been cured and like turned into like leathers and blankets and stuff for trading. And
Sweet.
the teenage girl is there, and she's just like, "Come."
Is she carrying anything?
She's just carrying simple gear. She's not carrying a bunch of like the trade stuff because she's smaller than the other two.
Are you not carrying a load as well?
And she just kind of like glares at you and then turns and walks behind the hunters as they head out.
I suppose not.
She's charming, isn't she?
Yeah,
Squib will say
Vash.
that to Mordai and Draconic.
Yeah, Vash, she is our guide, so.
Translator.
Can't
The other
be-
two are the guides. Or more of the guide.
Well, yeah, but yeah, it's yeah.
Anyway, you are still a couple days away from reaching the back entrance to the slave mines. So I need whoever's next in line to roll for a random encounter during the day.
That's not it.
No, you don't just get a roll of 20
Yeah,
for
yeah.
funsies.
Yeah,
15.
This time, storm giants show up and whisk you away in their castle.
No. Yeah, you guys seems like the day passes without issue, and you prepare to set up camp for the evening. The giants set up their own tent, but the storm has abated. It's hardly even snowing anymore, but there is still snow everywhere.
Do we have to dig out to set up the tent, or can we just set up the tent on the terrain that's there?
You find the hunters find a good place for you guys to set up your tent.
We should make camp with our nearby.
One of them grabs a handful of snow. There, clearing.
Yeah. Just dog digs for like 2 seconds.
This was certainly not the journey I was expecting.
You see one of the hunters like puts his pack down and he picks up a big old axe and just like walks off and finds a tree and just chops. Takes a couple good whacks at it and it falls down. And then begins chopping it into logs. The other one starts building a fire.
Rug, remind me next time we're in town to pick up an axe.
Will do. I'll set a reminder in my phone.
But don't forget, you still gotta fix my hammer you broke.
Ah, duh.
I don't think he broke it.
You weren't there.
You're right, I wasn't.
Instigated. I've mixed up which weapon Squib attacks with. But it's not his hammer.
It used to be till I bought the sword.
But night approaches. One of the hunters like sits by the fire while the other two go sleep in their tent. If you guys would like to keep watch with the frost giants.
I will take first watch.
Oh, mixing things up.
Perception check, and you're still exhausted.
Yep.
I'll take second.
9. It seems like the 2 hours seem to pass. The frost giant's just kind of sitting there, keeping his eyes out. He knows he can't really talk to you unless you want to burn a 6th level spell. And yeah, it seems like your watch passes without incident. And he eventually, he doesn't go to stop his watch when you do because there's 2 of the hunters. So they're going to take half the night each. But you can wake up whoever's next on your list for taking watch number 2.
I'll do it.
I go to wake up Rock.
Well, yeah, everyone keeps an eye out. It's pretty quiet.
I wake up whoever's next.
I will do 3.
14. At this point, the other one has gone to bed, and the other one has woken up, and you're like sitting there, keeping an eye out. seems pretty quiet. Almost
Ooh.
too quiet. And you kind of like think for a bit. And then you hear a snap behind you.
I will jump up and spin around and take a look and
So at this point,
get
you
ambushed.
see a bunch of trolls have approached the camp and have snuck pretty close because your perception check was not very high.
It was not.
And they are close now. Now, the three that you see on the map are the three that you're fighting. The Frost Giants are going to be fighting their own trolls, but they are there.
I don't like that one. I really don't like that one.
He's got too many things.
No, it's not that. It's I fought one of those before. I don't like that one.
He's got too many things.
Ben found that one in the monster manual and was like, yes.
I mean, I was just looking up creatures that live in the snow.
Oh,
Ready.
Mr. Nat 20. I don't have anything that's like really loud, do I?
What is his health never refresh on? Okay. All right. So everyone has rolled initiative, and we are starting with not Squib because he doesn't have as high a dexterity as Mordai. Mordai, you are up first. You are surrounded by trolls.
I will start shouting troll.
Roll
There's a
in
troll.
the dungeon.
And then collapse in front of everyone.
Thought
Oh, you
y'all
ought to
should.
know.
Thought you ought to know.
So oh gosh. Why is everything so close? Why? Why are they all so close?
Because you rolled 14.
And because I rolled a
God.
9.
God. Okay. So I want to cast plant growth.
Okay.
And it is a 100-foot radius, but I want to exclude like this area. And that'll be like the center of the plant growth, and everything outside of it I want to be all difficult terrain.
Can you link
And
the
then-
spell?
Yeah. Plant growth.
It's gross.
It's like extra difficult terrain.
It works great for Mordai because he's got 1,000,000 miles of movement. He's got fucking ranged attacks. I'm sitting here going, oh, I've got to move through that bullshit.
They'll come to us.
Okay. Okay. You do notice some of the plants and stuff, like specifically these ones, like You get about that much, but there aren't any plants. There's nothing around
Grow.
these two.
Dang.
Like they picked this spot because it was going to be easy to make camp, and that means snow and rock and not plants. Like so.
Makes sense. What's my other one? I want to use my nature veil to go invisible as a bonus action.
Okay.
And then that's 30, 35. I want to scooch on over here. That'll be my turn. That's all my movement, my bonus action, and my main action. Oh
Squib.
yeah, I made some things grow.
Yeah, just like the plants that are around would, because within a 100-foot radius, I think it's the whole map. So,
And it's not concentration.
Squib, it is your turn. You hear,
so.
you hear Mordai. Oh God, we're under attack. Trolls in the dungeon. Blah 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 blah. Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
That means Squib's gonna walk out of the tent. See the big guy.
And say nope, and walk back into the tent.
It's all just a bad dream.
I mean, can I move through the space where the fire's in without walking through the fire?
No.
Okay. Son of a bitch.
Did I make your life difficult?
You did. You made my life very difficult. Because I'm like, Squib walks out, he sees the big one, and he's just like, big monster!
No, Hulk, don't smash.
I'll move right there and rage and ready in action to swing at the first asshole to get close to me.
Okay. Rog, you're up. You hear Mordai. Trolls! Trolls outside. Or like, trolls! Trolls outside!
Line!
9!
Shit. Perfect. I stand up.
Okay.
And I walk outside. Shit, is this the right place?
Squib, did you use half your movement to wake up?
No.
No. So you weren't going to do anything this turn anyways.
I could get there with that.
So it's just these 3 trolls, right? The
There
others
are more,
fighting-
but like they're not your problem.
Okay.
That's like the frost giants are fighting right now too, but they're not fighting the 3 that you are fighting because that would make my life a million times more difficult.
And
Okay,
we'd
so
have to
I'm
just
gonna-
sit here and watch.
Yeah.
That is, come on, why does it do that? I'm casting Steel Wind Strike if you couldn't tell.
Yep.
Still
think you got to
this
roll
is
to
what
hit
it
though.
does. Yes, I do, and that's why I was confused why clicking the spell just put the damage out instead of the spell description. So a melee spell attack, that would be not using my dex, right?
No, that would be using your spell attack bonus.
Okay. And my proficiency or not proficiency?
You should. So if you go to your spellcasting page, there should be a spell attack bonus at the top next to your
Oh.
spell DC. That's the number that you add to your attack roll if you don't have
Here,
it set up already.
Okay,
8 plus
so
prof plus. Yep.
I am targeting all 3 of them, and I cannot target one more than once.
Okay.
So I'll have to do this 3 times. Boom, boom. In order clockwise, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, they all hit.
Okay, so and they each get their own different damage. So do you want to use the one that I previously rolled? first one?
Just go ahead and re-roll 3 times.
6d10. Boom, boom, boom.
You could have just clicked the spell again, but 32 to the first one.
Yep.
36 to the second one. 28 to the third one. Okay, yeah, you send out these blades spinning through the air, these magical blades, and they slam through the trolls as it spins in a circle around you, and they all just like roar in pain.
Bonus action. I will inspire Mordai, which is a D10.
Okay.
You got it in your.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
You're like, how do you inspire Mordai?
There are many of them. We need you to shoot them. Very well, thank you.
Yeah, I'll get Sam. Comes a voice from nowhere.
Well, that's true.
Oh
If
shit!
he can't see you, can he
Invisible.
inspire you?
Do you have to pick a ally that you can see?
You can inspire to do so. Choose one creature other than yourself within 60 feet of you who can hear you.
Oh, so yeah, he can hear you.
Mordai, shoot them, please. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else
That's
for
my
Rog?
turn.
All right.
Nope.
It's the troll's turn. This one's gonna go. What is their speed? 30 feet.
I would like to hit that troll.
Okay. $24 for 19 points of damage. Nope,
that'd
not the
be
fire. 9 points of damage.
Yeah, and that's 21 to hit. I had bless on.
Oh, the 21
And then
still hits. And flame tongue's not on.
Yeah, it was 6 slashing damage.
Plus the 3 rage.
Yes, so 9.
Yep. All right. And then they're going to attack. Well, this one's going to attack Rog because he saw him cast a crazy spell.
Ruh-roh.
He ran out like wind scar.
13 to hit.
That's a miss.
15 to hit.
It's a miss.
Man, I'd
another
like to roll
miss.
higher than an 8.
Too slow.
All right, the other one's going to attack Squib. 20 to hit.
Nope. 20 is my AC.
25 to hit. Wow.
25 will hit.
11 slashing damage because that's the average, and nothing auto rolls in this game. 23 to hit for 9 more slashing damage. Okay. That's their turn. So Arendi, you're up.
So it takes half my movement to stand up?
Yep.
Um,
If the alarm had gone off, you guys could have stood up and kind of ready before they attacked, but they sneaky.
and so there's no back exit to this tent, right? There's only the front flap that.
Yeah, there's only the front flap.
Okay.
That Rog's standing in front of.
I mean, you could always cut the side of it open.
Please don't break our tent.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that. That's 15, right?
Uh, did you pass through your
5
friends?
and 15. Yeah, you can do that, right?
It counts as
It's-
difficult terrain,
And
so
you're
it's an
now
extra
standing
5.
in the fire.
Oh,
It's an extra 5 feet of movement to move through your friends,
I
and yeah,
th-
you were standing in the fire.
And it's half your movement to stand up.
yeah.
So you're
Just
at
step
15
between the
feet.
planes.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Does that work?
So the door is here.
Okay, so
You have to go through Rog, one way or another. You're at 10 feet there, and you got 5 more feet of movement.
so I can't move. I can't get out.
You can not get out, apparently.
Yeah, I can't get out.
Sorry.
Can I see out the flap?
Yeah, you can see out the flap, but you can only really see Rog. I guess you can see the big one in the distance.
I can see the big one in the distance. All right. Dissonant at level 2. Link the spell. There we go.
Oh, he has bonuses to his saving throw. 22.
So he saves. Cool.
So
So he
14,
takes
16, 8
7.
damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's my turn.
Okay. It's Sizan's turn. He's going to use half his speed to stand up. And I guess he'll just cast Aura of Vitality since he's kind of stuck in the. Stuck in the tent. Bonus action to burn it to heal Squib. Oof. For 8.
Huzzah.
Okay. That's his turn.
Growth is 20 feet of movement per square.
Okay.
Right? Squib? Zach? If I remember correctly, every feet costs 4 feet, so every 5, which is a square, is 20 feet.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, plant growth is gross.
He's going to standing. What does a standing jump do? You can go.
I can't remember if it was your strength in feet or half your strength in feet.
So the long jump, when you make a long jump, you cover a number of feet equal to your strength score. If you move at least 10, if you move at least 10 feet
It's written
on foot
backwards.
immediately before jumping. So you have
Here's
to move 10
the
feet and then do it. Yeah.
standing long jump, you can move half of your strength in feet. It's the
Oh.
second half of that.
Why would you not have that one first? That's dumb.
It's written very backwardsly.
But if you move 10 feet, you can jump your strength.
Yeah.
And for every 5 feet of movement is 20 feet.
Yeah.
But it doesn't count as being like if he moves 1, that doesn't count as him moving 20 feet. It just eats up that much of
I
his
know,
movement.
I know.
Plant growth
Let
is
my
so
third level
much
spell
fun.
do something.
Okay. So if he moves 10 feet and then jumps,
Yeah, that would clear it.
what if he went this way and jumped? Sure. We'll go with that. I need Squib and Rog to, and technically Arendia to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I
14.
have blessed up, and I don't
Oh,
actually have bless up. So
that is a good point. I should unbless
22.
myself.
Okay. Rog, you take 18 points of slashing damage.
14.
Arendia, you take 36 points of slashing damage. And Squib, you take 36 points of slashing damage.
I'm raging, so I'll take half.
Right.
Question: 1 level of exhaustion. Saving throws I have disadvantage, or just ability
No,
checks?
just ability checks.
Okay, so but I don't have advantage anyways. So 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's still a 14.
All right. So 36.
A giant troll just yeets himself out of the plants and comes down spinning on top of everyone.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He
Morda, you're
is very ninja.
35. And then, as I take the attack action, I will teleport the additional 10 feet. And then I will take. Let's see here. I will Hunter's Mark the one closest to me, I guess. And then I'll take 3 shots, starting with the one closest to me, and then going clockwise.
Okay.
So first one, normal roll, 26 for 27 points of damage.
Yep.
And then no more-
27 damage.
Yeah. Second one, no hunter's mark. 16 to hit.
No, 16 does not hit.
Ah. All right. Well, third giant guy. Oof, 13 to hit.
No.
Gonna be a nope.
But your
I do
arrow
have
sinks pretty good into the first one.
Do have inspiration. Let me see if I can get that third one to hit. 19 to hit?
No.
Damn. Wow. Holy crap. Okay. That's my turn.
Okay. Squib, you're up.
I'm gonna light up my sword and start swinging recklessly at the big guy.
Okay.
It's a good start.
Yeah. 14. Hold on. Let me do math first.
Spory.
31, 34 on the first one. The
Yes,
second
go call out
attack
your damage.
misses.
And that's it. I use my bonus action to ignite my sword.
Gotcha. Okay. Rog, you're up.
I sure am. I'm gonna cast Fairy Fire, and I'm gonna put it in such a way that the cube is like here, and it only affects the 2 trolls north of me, so that me and Squib are not in it. they need to make dex saves.
She's snoring.
Just put it 10 feet in the air. Cough, cough.
Oh, I could have done that.
Freaking
Yeah,
flying rats!
I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do that. That does. It might have to touch the ground, doesn't it?
Not necessarily, no.
No,
No, just a 20
They
foot
need to
cube.
make dexterity saving throws?
Yeah.
Okay.
it's weird.
16 is not going to make it for the dire troll.
Sick.
That
Shit.
one does. So
Alright,
this
well,
one has fairy fire on it. Here, we'll go with that.
so any attack against it has
Is-
advantage
Yeah, advantage. Yeah.
if you can see it. And it can't benefit from being invisible, though I don't suspect that'll be a problem. Yeah, that'll be my turn. Have at him, lads.
All right, the other two trolls, they are going to. This one's going to crash here. And he basically collapses the tent on top of the two players still inside. And he's going to
Get wrecked,
attack.
nerds.
He's going to attack Rog with advantage. 12's not going to hit though. Gotta remember to do their start of the turn thing. And then he's going to claw. 25 to hit for 15 slashing.
Yay! I'm dying.
And 16 to hit. Probably not going to get there.
No, that misses.
Okay. The other one's going to attack Rog because Rog's the only one who's hit him so far. 19 to hit.
Miss.
And 10's not going to do it. 23 to hit for 12 slashing damage.
That does hit. For 12. Not looking too hot.
Randy,
mean,
you're up. You have a collapsed tent on your head.
Okay. So does that mean this is difficult terrain, you would say?
At best, yes.
You are
You
restrained.
can't. You are basically restrained. You have to get out of the tent to try
you've
to
got
do
a
anything.
dagger on you, right? You could just cut your way out.
I would like to try to move here to start.
Okay, you crawl out the front.
How much movement have
That's-
I used?
Look, 15.
15, okay. Travel through my friend. 25.
Okay, you're still crawling though.
Oh, right.
So
And I can't see shit.
I think your movement is halved when you're crawling.
Yes.
Does it seem like the tent has been torn at all, or it's just collapsed?
It's just collapsed. You saw something run into the side of it and it just went poof. He took out the supports and it fell down.
Quick, Rog, use Dimension Door.
I don't have it!
No!
I mean, you could always just take out a dagger and cut the tent open.
I don't know if you've ever seen
I don't even have a
Arendia
dagger.
use a dagger, but I don't think it would go well.
You're supposed to use
Man.
the sharp end to cut, not hold.
Fuck. Um. Sorry, give me 1 second. Should have already had this planned out. Okay. I'm going to cast telekinesis.
Okay.
And lift the tent.
Oh, Rog, I need you to make concentration saving throws. Two
On
of them
what?
for being hit twice.
Oh,
I'm not
for fairy.
concentrating on anything.
You're
For
concentrating
fairy
on fairy
fire.
fire.
I don't think fairy fire is concentration.
Oh, it is. It is.
I
It
I
is.
read it. It is concentration.
I was like, is that one concentration? I never use it because I can never get it to stick.
You're good on the first one.
Am I?
Yeah, because it's 10. It's half the damage rounded up, or 10,
Whichever is higher.
whichever's higher. So 10 is the
Okay.
base. They didn't hit you very hard, but they hit you
Right.
twice. So
For some reason, I think I have advantage, but I know that I don't.
You have battle mage?
I don't. I have Mage Slayer, but I had a character at some point that did, and I'm getting that confused with this one.
yeah, Warcaster is an amazing feat.
Yeah.
You're fine. You keep up the fairy fire.
Okay.
So sorry, back to the telekinesis.
Yeah.
I remembered because I read the concentration up to 10 minutes, and I was like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I
my
hit
bad.
Rog twice.
I should have remembered that too. I thought it wasn't concentration.
Okay, so I'm assuming you're trying to move the tent off of you.
Yes.
Okay. Make a D20 roll and add your spellcasting modifier. Not your spell attack bonus, your spellcasting modifier.
Right, which would be
Just your charisma bonus.
charisma. No proficiency?
Nope. You could just click the charisma button.
Oh, oops.
It's fine. You rolled 19. Yeah, you. So I'm going to say that the tent just shunts off, and it's kind of laying on the ground over here, out of the way, flattened. But you shunt it off of you and Sizan.
Okay.
You're concentrating on telekinesis. I know you don't have to keep it up, but you are
Yeah.
currently.
So that will be my action.
Okay.
Did it trip the troll, or did it come out from him so fast he's just like...
Well, I would have been doing it.
It yanked it out from under his foot, but he was just like.
I would have been doing it gently enough to save the tent.
Okay.
And then I will bonus action Misty Step to one.
You can't. You already cast a spell this turn.
Oh, you can't bonus action a leveled spell if you cast a leveled spell. Gotcha.
Yep.
Rules.
You can have to use half your movement to stand up.
I will certainly do that.
Okay.
And then I will fucking pass the turn.
Okay. Sizan's up. He's going to see a lot of his friends in trouble. And he's going to cast Mass Cure Wounds. That's a terrible roll.
Ooh.
That's rough.
Ooh.
What level is that spell? Level 5. Okay. So you guys add 7 to that. So 22 to the 3 of you that have taken damage. And he sees that Arendi is pretty hurt, so he's going to burn his. So you get, you get 15 from the Aura Vitality too.
You get Jesus.
So 37 in total for me?
Yeah, 37 for you. 22 for the other 2 that have taken damage. And he's going to use half his movement to stand up. He's also concentrating. That's his turn. So now it's the Dire Troll's turn. Let's see if he gets his. He does not.
I'm just testing
Squibs
something.
struck him with advantage. So he's going to. Oh, he also recognized something on Squib that also scares him. He's just gonna go crazy attacking Squib because Squib used Reckless. Well, that's a natural 20.
That will unfortunately hit.
So you take. I'm gonna have to roll because, or I can just double the average if you want me to.
It's like double the average.
Rolling is fine.
Minus the bonus ones.
Or
Or something. Yeah. Probably easier to roll.
So yeah, I'm just gonna roll the damage. I'm just gonna click it again. This attack is not gonna mean anything. It's just taking the damage from it. So, you rolled a 7, so 14, 20 points of piercing damage and 18 points of poison.
All right, so that was 20 piercing.
Yeah, 20 piercing total, halved obviously, and then 18 points of poison. And then claws, 25 to hit,
25 will unfortunately hit.
14 points of slashing, 24 to hit for 14 points of slashing, 15 points of slashing, 30 to hit for 14 points of slashing, and 28 to hit for 9 points of slashing. You watch as she just goes and tears up Squib. And that's the end of that turn. So it is 7:30 or 10:30 Eastern. We can pick up here next time at the top of the turn order. That sounds good to everyone.
Works for me. I mean, we started
Yeah.
with 3 combatants and none of them are down, so I imagine it's
Yeah.
not going to be a short continuance. So,
Yeah. Yep.
all right.
Shorter than you guys wanting to continue the boss fight on the airship battle, but yeah.
That was like
In hindsight,
That was a boss.
that
I won
may
an
have
hour and a half past time.
yeah. In hindsight, that may have been a poor decision.
worth it. This is just trash mobs. That was
This
a
is
boss
just a
fight.
random encounter trash mob. Yeah. This is just a random encounter that happens during traveling. All right. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Next week should be fine for me as long as everybody else is good next Wednesday.
Yeah, I should be good.
That should be good as well.
Yeah, I should be fine.
For
Okay.
those of you who are interested in my trip from Philly, I got
Yes.
back recently. This